So, hey, I've got this Kaiser here, and it has not been with me very long, but I've been looking for it. And so this is the KIZER BRAT 154 CM blade, black G10. It's a button lock. And from what I've seen about this knife, I'm pretty excited for it. So I kind of been watching for it now that it's here. I want to get into it. So I'm going to get a video on it right away. We're going to get after it. You know, that happens sometimes. Sometimes there's just one that goes somewhere for me, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to watch for that one and maybe press on. Let's get it on video. Let's get it checked in. A couple of Kaiser stickers, a little swag chili pepper sticker. I still don't have a little chili pepper, and I kind of always intended to because I have the smaller swag knife, and I like it. And I think they did it in a bigger version. All right, let's get rid of all this stuff. Yeah, so I'm excited for this one because it's a button lock and it's an integral. And man, I like my button locks, I really do. And something about an integral. And I'm a big Kaiser fan. I have a bunch of them. I like them. All right, here we go. Ooh, man, that G10 feels so good. It's got a wonderful grip to it and feel. I tell you what it feels like. It feels like fluffy micarta. And this, I'm gonna call it jimping relief into this integral spacer back here is really grippy, really nice. This jimping on the flipper tabs kind of smoothed over. But wow, that's so powdery. Nice tension on that pocket clip. That's going to run really well. I mean, I'm going to predict that. All of the hardware is blacked out. Everything's blacked out except for the blade. Let's look at the blade. I'm excited to check this detent. Yeah, nice. Oh, that action, man. Look at that. So I'm going to indulge myself here a little bit. So the only way in is that back flipper or the button. But it's nice, and I really like this blade shape. Look at it. I mean, there's the badging of Brat. Azo must be the designer. And then there's the Kaiser logo and the 154 CM. Yeah, man. I mean, just on the surface, I dig it. Yeah, I dig it a lot. Okay. Well, that was a question, was does this flex like a bug out or whatever? Because I'm not a huge fan of that. But this is really a rigid knife. Wow. Yeah, this thing's awesome. All right. Well, you know what we got to do. We got to get in it. Got to finish checking it in so then we can truly check it out. I mean, it's an integral, so hopefully I don't get too deep in here, cause myself a lot of struggles. Looks like there's a screw here that runs all the way through. So I'm going to assume that's got to be part of it. Looks like a T6. So here we go. Not sure. Yeah, they're independently tight. But they They are not encouraged to come out of there. So I'm going to try some light taps. There we go. Looks like it's got some Loctite on it. There it is. So I don't see anything else that's holding this down. So I'm not sure what's the process to remove that from the knife. So I'm studying. Looks like everything is up here, like that's a unit. And it looks like if I get it at this angle, it will come out of there. But clearly I have to push that pin out. So let's start there. I'm going to put this back in just a little bit and use it to push forward instead of jamming my screwdriver down in there. Take that tension off. Okay, so that's not wanting to go the other way. That is not wanting to come out of there. I mean, I haven't been defeated on a knife in a very long time. But this, I may need to watch a video to see if somebody's figured out how to get this apart. Because clearly that pivot pin needs to come out, and then I think looking at it, if that happens, then this whole carriage should slide out. So I think I got it figured, but that pin doesn't want to do nothing. I'm going to tap it. Tappy tap with my rubber grip part. And that did not move at all. Oh, there it is. Come on, man. Just got to stick with it. So I think I get my nail under it. Ooh, it's tight though. Take that tension off. There we go. Captured. It's only going to go in and out of there one way. And, whoo, the button sprung. So beware of that. If you take it apart at that point, that button is going for a ride. So that would probably be the priority, is to get that button to release. And then those liners that are in there, they appear loose. Yep. Is it one liner or two? It's two with a pin between them. Oh, look here. I love to see that. They have polished where the bearings ride. So nice. Yeah. And, man, that knife is gutted. So this is it right here. Pretty simplistic. It's not, I mean, it's not complicated. I'm not saying that it's not going to challenge me to get it back together. But I'm not scared. And if you're patient and somewhat detail-oriented, you shouldn't be scared either. Just take your time, man. I dig it. All right, come on. I'm trying to get that towel in there, fold it up, because I just want to wipe that out in there. I don't know if there's oil in there or what. But that's what I was working on, is trying to get that in there like that. Okay. So I'm going to call that clean. Nice blade, thin blade stock. I'm going to predict that this thing's going to cut. Cut, cut, cut. 154 cm. I'm getting a new appreciation for 154. I mean, it creates a really nice edge, and it does a pretty good job retaining that edge, but it's very easy to sharpen on my belt system. Like, I can run a bead up on it pretty quickly. Not a bead, a burr. I can get a burr up on it pretty quick, and man, once I got a burr, then it's just a matter of, really simple passes, different grits, down until I'm at my really fine grits, knock that final burr off, and very simple process. I posted a question just the other day, asking for feedback and things that I could add to or take away, I guess, from these videos. And man, I've gotten this request before, but guys are wanting to see sharpening video. So I'm going to make that a priority. I have to figure out the camera and doing all that, because this is really a simple setup for me. And like, I ain't no pro. Like, hey, I'm just a dude at a table that has a passion for knives, and I figured out that my passion is way better when I get to talk into this camera. Like, I don't feel like I'm talking to myself, so I actually can have a conversation about what I'm doing. It's just the coolest thing ever, man. So, but yeah, I don't have this elaborate setup, and I did add some lighting so that everything's nice and bright for the camera. But I've always had good lighting, because when I'm sharpening, I'm looking for that burr, and that light will reflect that micro burr back to me. So, but anyways, I need to figure out camera. And once I do that, then I'll take a run at it. So, and get a sharpening video done. Let me finish that thought. I'll definitely get that done, y'all. But I got to get the camera side of it figured out. So is this how that goes? No. That's the button. Hold on, goofball. I'm just wondering if that goes in as a unit, or if you put it all together and then you apply these other components. Because boy, it would sure be easier if I could put it in there as a group. So I think that's what I'm going to try. It didn't really come out that way, but that's okay. So I think it would be that, and then this. Yeah, I mean, without the pin, there's no way to hold that together. So I do think maybe I got to back up and just do what I found, what I ended up with. And that was a spring flying and parts flying and stuff running everywhere. So it's this right here. Like so. Yep, like that. And that does run right to where it belongs. So pretty nice. I think if I was smart, I'm going to try it. I'm going to put one screw in there just temporarily to try to hold this down. We'll see how that works for me. It's all guesswork, man. Listen, what's the old thing? Somebody asked Thomas Edison, man, how could you fail so many times or whatever? And he said those failures led to the one success that he needed or something like that, man. I don't remember exactly. Back when I was somebody and running stuff, I knew what that meant. I don't know what it means anymore. But I do get the concept. It's, it's the failures lead to the success for sure. You got to be willing to fail and, get after it, take chances. And then legit, when I go in with the blade, it's going to hold that button in. Okay. So pressing down that button will be part of that process. So now it's down to getting the bearings and the blade slid in there, lined up properly. So just a little dab of oil on each and see if I can't get them to stick. Don't know if I'll be able to, but I'm going to try. And then I'm going to try to slide it in there. Yeah, like that. And then as I get closer, once I clear this handle, see, I won't have to worry about the bearings no more, because now they're captured. So all I'm worried about right now is getting that button to press the right amount for the blade to lock that button down. And I think that's it right there. And then I can come behind. I should have paid attention to where that captured part is on that pivot, but I didn't. I might have to reset and see, because boy, I could be playing around with that for a really long time, not being aware of where the flat part goes for that D-pin. And I think it's right here. It's this way. Yeah, so if I put that like that, I should be able to just set that blade down on it. Okay, my bearings are still holding. Oop. You gotta go in there, bro. There you go. There it is. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, this is going to be this is going to be the challenge here, is getting these one, two, three holes to line up. One on each side of the scale, and then the blade. Because so far I'm not successful lining that up at all. So because there's so much resistance there, I'm going to take a look at that scale and see where that captured D goes, because I wonder if I'm not running up against it. It appears that I am. See, I'm moving that scale. See that? I probably wouldn't hurt to put that other little screw in. But let's see if I can see the captured D. And it's not, I don't see it here on this side. I believe it's just going to be on that other side. but that is not wanting to go into that scale. So let's try doing that. Let's add this other little screw, see if it doesn't help line everything up. Because once the screw's in there, that inner scale is only going to be allowed to be where it can be. It's not going to be flopping around. See if that doesn't help. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try to put this in without the blade. It's one less thing that I got to get lined up. Yeah, that don't want to go. It's not having it. So, hey, instead of struggling, I'm going to pull that back out. So, this might be a good time, if you're short for time, to go ahead and fast forward. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that inner scale back out. I'm going to get my button out of there. And I'm going to take these screws back out. And I'm going to look at the alignment of that without it being in this handle. And see what's up. There it goes. Okay, let's take that back out. How did I get that out last time? Did I just push on it, or? There it comes. Okay. Well, the captured part's definitely on this other side, but why am I struggling to get through that scale? Like right there. Let's take that off. Yeah, it does not want to go through that. Well, this is why it came out hard, because that hole is not wanting to allow that pin through it. Oop. Go through the right direction for sure. Yeah. Man, that's my issue right there. It's not designed to be that difficult to get through there, but that hole does not want to let that through. This is the captured side, and it would be coming through from the inside like this. And yeah, runs pretty good there. It's nice and tight, and it's not sloppy in there. So I'm going to take another shot at this, but I've got a little round file. I may just lightly run that through that hole. I don't need to fight it that hard. I'm not trying to reshape this at all. It's just, if there's a burr in there, I'm looking to get that off. All right, let's see if I made any improvement to that. And I'm going to say well, there it is. It's just, boy, that thing's got to be spot on. If it's off just a hair, it's not going to run. Yeah. So I'm going to dance that just one more time. on the outside. I'm not going to do the whole thing, because at the end, all I'm trying to do is make it so that it will enter that hole properly, but I'm not changing the whole hole, just the entrance. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it's not crazy that it had a little burr or something on it. Let's try it again. I do kind of want to wipe that off a little bit. Let me get my towel on it in case I left any of that metal burr. I mean, I'm not going to overdo it. I'm pretty sure that's pretty good right there. All right, let's get this back in there. And then I'm going to set those screws again, just like we were before. I mean, I wonder if I wouldn't be better leaving it loose so that it's got some wiggle room. I think I'm going to do that. The button and the spring. Wasn't any need to change that detent. I mean, man, it was pretty solid. Yeah, I think that scale's too far down in there. Back it out a little bit. Can't get the button lined up. Oh, well, that's why. That scale's crooked. Yeah, so now I'm struggling to get that button lined up in the opposite hole. And I can see that I'm too far in. Let's try to line it up this way. There, we got it. Oop, had it. There it is. All right, let's not lose that again. So, got to get this other bearing stuck back up in here. Okay. Lots going on now. All right. Well, the button's captured, so now it's down to, can I get this pin in? And I mean, the way I had it apart there, I know it'll go now. It'll definitely run in there. It's just a matter of getting that lined up properly. I'm going to switch and put my right hand. Oh, yep, I lost that button. That blade's got to, once that button's depressed like that, then that blade's got to get in there and hold that in. So yeah, this, I mean, I could tell this was going to be the assembly. If you can get this one part right here figured out, get that pin into that blade. Ah, see that button popped out of there again. I wonder if I close it, if that will hold it. Yeah, there we go. Problem is now there's tension on all of that. There we go. Yeah, I mean, this isn't something I'd want to do twice a week or even once a week for sure. Yeah, these integrals, all integrals can be a huge challenge, man. Because everything's happening inside there and you don't have the ability to manipulate anything. It's just, you got to get it lined up. You got to get the washers in there. You got to get the bearings down. There it is. Look at it. And we're just, I don't know if you can see it in there, but we're just slightly turned from the capture point. So now I got to figure out how to turn that. I'm hoping that I can, there's enough tension on the blade to turn it, to get it lined up. There it is. Money. Get out of town, Brown. I'm going to just touch this in the hole so that I don't lose any of that, like so. And I'm going to get these little screws in because they definitely will line up that inner mechanism, those components. Tiny screws, so I'm definitely going to run it backwards before I start running that forward. And then little or no pressure to go in. I want it to really just guide itself in there. There it goes. Nice. So now I'm going to tighten that one up. Tighten this one up. And then let's tighten this up. Should center my blade. Yeah, brought it right to center. Wonderful. Where are we at? See if we got any play. Solid as a rock. Both directions. Oh, wonderful. I like it. I'm going to check that blade play one more time, but I'm going to put this other stuff that I don't need. I'm going to get it off frame so we're not focused on that stupid stuff. I do want to make sure that I'm not too tight, but I'm tight because I did snug that pretty good. Like maybe there. Yeah, it's running better there, but let's make sure we don't have him play. Nope. Yeah, so, wow. Whew, not for the faint of heart, but it's easy to do. Easy to do. No big deal. We are over 30 minutes on the video, though, so I may fast forward through some of that, maybe that first attempt. But maybe I'll just leave it, man. If you want to see it, I'll let it run. So the action is just smoking. It's wonderful. I mean, I just love this knife. Can I fail it? 100% I can, but it's a button lock, so that doesn't surprise me. You got to put it in a little bit. Ergonomics, nice jimping here in the G10. It's got really good aggressive jimping on this back spine here, and it runs a real long length. So, I mean, I'm not sure why it's so long on there, but good for them. I mean, you can never have too much jimping. It's like cowbell, right? More jimping. Yeah, so This jimping here is not very aggressive, but nice ramp and a good almost 90-degree platform to hold my fingers in there. So this is definitely a confident grip, leaning towards very confident. Feel this just wonderful in the hand. The pocket clip has disappeared. Speaking of that, let's check it. Let's run it. If it'll get over this thick stuff, it's going to run wonderfully. And oh, it's oh so close. Yeah, there it goes. Very deep carry. I mean, the knife almost disappears. Even on this thick material, it's going to get in there deep. On this jean size material, I think it's perfect. Yeah, it is. It just a really nice amount of tension, and it runs really nice. I like it. Good pocket clip. My spot, outside right back pocket. Yeah, it's not dealing any issues with going over these multiple seams or any of that. Yeah, wonderful pocket clip. Check it for safety real quick. Yeah, there's no contact back here. Let's check this tip. Yeah, it's done proper. There's no way to get to it. Is it sharp? Come on, man. That blade has to be sharp. Let's see. Oh, it's got a little booger on it. It's got some bumps. All right, I got to drop it. I'll be right back. All right, like that. Little strop. Let's see if we resolve these issues here. Well, come on, man. Give me a good spot, I guess. Yeah, there we go. I mean, come on, dude. This paper's kicking its butt. How about it? I mean, I think it's plenty sharp, but for whatever reason, I just keep getting the wrong piece of paper. There we go. There it is. Just wasn't prepared to show off for a crowd, but it's plenty sharp. And can I strop it and put a little extra work into it and get a really keen edge on it? 100% I can, but it's definitely sharp. Price and availability. So I got this off of White Mountain Knives for around $80 with my discounts. Mojave obviously is carrying them. They're the Kaiser distributor that I'm aware of, but they have it for $89, just like White Mountain, and with a code you can get it down around $80. And then I did see them on Amazon, but I believe those are Mojave knives, so you're getting them for the same $89, but you're not able. There's no shipping deals or any of that. So, anyways, that's how much, and that's where they're from. I really like this knife, y'all. Very cool. And definitely a pocket rocket, man. This thing's made to be bought and stuck in a pocket for sure. Appreciate you watching the marathon. But, hey, it went together. It could come apart. And I definitely got it back together as good as it came apart. And, yeah, so I dig it. I like getting in and figuring it out. Don't ask me to do it again, though. Ooh, this one challenged me. See y'all.